Hello and thanks for coming back for episode 8 of No Labels Bipartisan Beat.
We'll start this week's bipartisan news highlight right here in DC with the Problem Solvers Caucus. On Tuesday, February 25th, the Problem Solvers Caucus showed their support for the Bipartisan Seeding Rural Resilience Act.
Led by bipartisan representatives Anthony Brindisi and John Katko, the bill would attack the lack of mental health care and stress management resources available to people living in rural communities.
There's a stigma around mental health. Many people will not go get treatment because of the stigma, and we want to break down those barriers. Mental health conditions are no different than any other condition. We want to make sure that people are getting the help they need instead of feeling forced to take their own life to suicide.
The bill focuses on 3 initiatives that aim to decrease the steady increasing suicide rate in rural America. The first is to create a voluntary stress detection and suicide prevention training program for USDA employees.
The second initiative is constructing a task force that focuses on the most practical methods of attacking stress in agricultural work. And the other is funding a campaign to spread awareness about ranch stress while simultaneously destigmatizing mental health care in rural communities.
One bill that overwhelmingly passed the House this week with 410 votes to 4 is the Emmett Till Antilynching Act. If it becomes law, this bill will make lynching a federal hate crime.
Despite our nation's ugly history of lynchings, I was shocked to learn that there was no law making lynching a federal hate crime.
Lawmakers have attempted to pass anti-lynching legislation 200 times since 1918. The version of the bill that just passed the House was written by Representative Bobby Rush.
The bill was named after Emmett Till, a 14-year-old boy who was kidnapped and killed after a white woman accused him of whistling at her during Jim Crow era in Mississippi.
If the death of my son can mean something to the other unfortunate people all over the world, then for him to have died a hero would mean more to me than for him just to have died.
One House bill that passed unanimously this week is the GIVE Act, which will require the VA to supply veterans and members of the armed forces information about post-secondary educational institutions.
The H.R. 4852 would add 3 additional data points to the tool to ensure that it captures information about whether an institution is affiliated with a religion, serves a specific group of minorities, or is gender specific. As the old saying goes, information is power.
This week, the Problem Solvers Caucus co-chairs Representative Tom Reed and Josh Gottheimer sat down with CNBC to talk about bipartisanship. They discussed everything from the road to compromise to their favorite baseball team.
That's kind of the whole approach on the Problem Solvers Caucus is we look out for each other. We disagree plenty, but we do it in a constructive way.
Those are all the bipartisan stories that we have for you this week.
Thanks for watching, and make sure to check back next Friday for episode 9 of the Bipartisan Beat.